Hello and welcome to Black Bear Atheist. Well, I'm back. My laptop finally start working. I got it fixed. It's still a little wonky, but it's working, so I'm not gonna try to fix it more or try to, destroy it. Anyways, we're gonna just pick up where we left off. The last video that I did was Ren Pen Logic, pointing out things about this YouTube atheist comment on his YouTube channel, which is quite interesting. You could check that video out if you haven't seen it. And I was gonna post a second video of Mike Winger talking about the same thing, but I decided that's just a waste of time. I don't want to look up Mike Winger until I actually have to. So my next video would just be Taylor and the musicians she stopped listening to as she turned to a Christian. So that would be definitely interesting. And finally, talking about the Mormons that I met. I mean, questions they're considered to be. They prefer being called Christians, I think, but they're part of the Mormon Church. Well, I think it happened like a month ago, and I was like, they knocked on the door. Just I didn't even know this was a thing. I saw the church close to my campus. I think I saw that like 2 months ago. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was there. That's interesting. I should visit there one day. But of course, I was just joking to myself, like I was never going to do that. But anyways, there's the Mormons. Like it was two of them. They knocked on the door. I opened the door, and they were like, "Do you mind if we talk to you about the gospel?" I was like, "No." So, so I went back inside, and I was at that time I was cooking, and I was like, you know what? Why the heck not? I mean, like I have time on my hands, so I might as well. So I went outside. We started a conversation. I found out which denomination they were, or if they were Mormons, and then I was like, "Ooh, this is even more interesting. They're not just like regular day Christians; they're part of the Latter-day Saint Church." So I was kind of like excited a little, and I think one of my first questions was like, "Why do they believe the things they believe?" and blah blah blah. And then they took my number, and they were like, "We could like to talk again some other time." I don't even remember much of what happened during the first conversation. It was just like a list of basic things that they believe in. And then the next visit, I believe it was when they give me the Bible, excuse me, the Book of Mormons, which I've been reading since then. And they're quite surprised at my pace of reading it, but since I just pull up a audiobook instead of actually like suffering and reading through it, I go through it faster. And so far, I mean, not surprising things. I mean, it's the Book of Mormon. What do you expect? So it like you could see that this book was made up, and I'm not like giving credit to Joseph Smith. I mean, good job, but like there was some things that are just verbatim from the Bible. They're repetitive. They just it's like telling the same story over and over again, just in a different way and different settings. It has the same theme. Oh, we were forsaken by God. We have a transgressors, and I'm gonna make a video talking deeper about my reading of it and the things that I'm seeing in it. When I'm done, I will be done in like 2 weeks. But it's quite repetitive, and I try to point this out too. And they talked about how doesn't that like show how high quality it is, which doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It's just like copying off the Bible. It's called plagiarism. And it's not really credited in the Bible in any way. It's saying it's a different Bible. Anyways, that's what I've been doing for the past month. Reading the Book of Mormon, talking to I think we've met like 5 times already. Yeah. We had a very interesting conversation about faith, free will, in which all of them they really was just terrible answers for most of them. I mean, they try their best to give analogies, but it just doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, I'm not biting. And I think last week I went to one of the meetings. It was I don't know. I was not doing anything for Thursday night, so I just went. It was giving a cult vibe. That's the best way I could describe it. But I didn't care. I sat down. I ate the snacks. It was good. I need to like find the recipe for that potato. It was good. And they start talking about free will, and I couldn't stop laughing, which was embarrassing. But I couldn't stop myself because it was just like some of the things they were saying were just not making any sense. They're gonna deep dive into like the way they believe in the devil plays in this and the different level of heavens. And there's no technically L, but there's an L, but there's no L. It's weird. This is my thought on this. Joseph Smith answered a lot of questions through the Book of Mormon. Like, it made the hell not as crazy, or at least, even if the text is saying this is how hell is described, it made like the teachings of the church is totally different, which is more acceptable. So it's more human friendly. He has a better plan of afterlife, better than just heaven and just that's all he gets. So I guess they kind of like present a better sales pitch than other Christians, but it's the same. It's the same thing. It has the same problems as all the other ones. No actual evidence to back up whatever they're saying, and that's the thing I was trying to constantly bring up, and that's where we end up with faith. And I'm like, um, I mean, God has to try here. I'm not gonna just like jump off a building and then expect God to like protect me. He has to actually try to show himself. They got me praying and stuff, which I did, and obviously you know the result. Nothing. It's like just a self meditation, talking to yourself. Except this time you're just talking to nothing. You're not responding to yourself either. You're just talking to space. Literally nothing. So a month of that, um, and that's basically what I've been doing. I'm gonna post probably more videos in the future talking about like I guess my experience meeting this ministry that my experience meeting this ministry my experience meeting these missionaries. But as for now, I guess this is it. This is the update. I think I'm gonna post the Taylor video at the end of the day. So both of these videos are gonna be just for today, and I'm gonna just edit it, post it right after each other. I'm done ranting. Thank you all for watching. It's just an update of what I've been doing for the month. Have a good one.